If we're doing it, we're taking the street. If we're not, we're not doing it.
So this is the information that we were just given from the sergeant. This is group consensus. I'm yielding for personal thoughts on this and offer that to the group. This is up for the group to decide. I yield.
Should we do a temp check?
So what is okay by a police officer is to walk around the park on the grass, right?
That's not an option.
It's true. Everybody can do it.
Yeah. One more clarification. Where this becomes a dilemma is that our floats are too big. If we take the floats, they do impede the sidewalk. Clarifying
Plus,
on
coming to a light or something, we bunch up too much. That's also the same thing.
Hi, my name is John Henry, and I was actually born and raised here in Kalamazoo, and I would characterize myself as very interested and supportive, objective observer who's like documents some of this stuff. But also, I wanted to impart to you guys, we all know, how power structures work. We've all had our experiences with that kind of stuff, but I'm not going to make anybody any, happy little rainbow promises that nothing like that ever goes on here. It goes on everywhere. That said, as a general rule, in this part of the world, if you don't act like a jerk, you're probably not going to run into too much trouble. If you aren't, breaking stuff and being aggressive and so on and so forth, being stupidly open about things they shouldn't be doing, then you're probably not going to run into any trouble. It's generally a pretty laid-back town. The thing with the floats is their little, we're in control here play, and that's kind of the end of it as long as nobody starts any trouble. So, all I can say is, first of all, speaking for me on an absolutely personal level, who I am, I've been waiting for something like this to happen in my backyard my whole life, because I have trouble getting out of my backyard. Speaking in terms of the wider group and everybody, just, use common sense, show respect when it's reasonably deserved, and don't hurt anybody, don't get in the way, you won't have any trouble with the authorities other than the normal little game. So that's, sorry, I'm not very brief, but that's my little piece.
Well, so I guess,
We need a temp check.
we don't know. It's a new time. This is an Occupy gathering. The police have been on it.
I will say this is a matter not of self-promotion, but just of validating who I am, that I'm not somebody that's here to make a little speech or pretend to be subversive. This is me. This is like my little shirt. This is my philosophy of life. I've been writing and doing videos and stuff for well over a decade, and anybody can go look and find out who I actually am. I don't work for anybody. That includes the Occupy.
This is the We the People banner. I guess the permits for the parade have been yanked by federal authorities from what I'm hearing, overriding a local. And our banners are too big, and there are people divided on whether we should march in the street against recent updates from police authority or whether we should stick to the sidewalks. But if we do, then most of these props are far too big and will impede traffic on even the sidewalk. So we're being told to march on the sidewalks and essentially lose the props, and people are debating what we want to do. And there's Captain Ray Lewis over there. And whatever folks think of the Occupy movement, one thing I really love about it is watching democracy in action, direct democracy, people voting together and working out their issues. Let's hear what's going on here.
So I'm also physically disabled, so I'm giving you advance notice that I actually have a handicap cart in my car. I have the certificate in my purse if you would like to see it. And if you decide to get abusive at all, that will also be noted. And I've got lots of people willing to record and document them. Wonderful. Great. Okay. I hope that you make the right decision too. Okay.
Here we are, Bronson Park. There's the teepee, one of Joe's teepees. I guess maybe there's another on campus, or they moved it. I'm gonna go back to the conversation again.
What do we got here? Whatever these people.
I think
Why don't we just follow behind
not
us?
really worry about like what colors and worry about like we're all free people and we should have just taken
Trooper runners.
Taking the sidewalk.
Just that casual.
They're always gonna try to just always because you don't know your law or your rights. You don't know all your rights. They don't even know what the law is, so they're just making it up as they go.
Okay, everybody. All right. I'm gonna ask a temp check. The time is now 6:15. We're actually 15 minutes over the march. I know this has been an interesting development. So I'd like to get a temp check from the group. If we want to use the floats and we do this, twinkles up. If we don't, twinkles down.
Wait, yeah, let's leave that. The real question is, do we want to do
Another dissenting opinion in regards to using the signs. First of all, you think we would know enough of policy to know that any time we would try to obstruct the sidewalk in such a way with such huge floats that we would have run into this problem. So it almost seems intentional that we're about to go and risk arrest for what exactly. This is supposed to be a broadening and a deepening of the movement where we come together and plan. I want to know what it means post after a bunch of people get arrested for when we come back and still try and have this and have it be successful over the next few days. This is our first march on the first day. We'll still have signs, we still have all these people, and we can still spread our words and have these messages and maybe table this and use the signs another day. But to throw this onto everyone right at the beginning like this without any real time to bond or to come together and to have people get arrested seems a little nonsensical, and we'll still have a great impact by marching and being loud and engaging with the community. So we can still march and we can use them later this weekend, but to do it in this haphazard way without a stack, without giving everybody equal chance to think about it and speak, I think is very unwise. And argumentatively, we won't be giving a big effect. It'll be the same march, it'll obstruct traffic and piss people off. We have to think about the consequences of our actions. I think we should do it later. Thank you.
All right.
Whatever that is.
All right. Okay. All right. So.
On the sidewalk, not on the street.
It's not an
Okay.
option.
Yep. So our options is we could frame it as street or sidewalk, but the issue is floats, that we have big floats, so we can't do that on that doesn't work that way. Dylan, if you're going to get on stack, I'm going to give you one real quick because you just joined us.
Okay. Thank you.
you.
Can we not just choose for ourselves if people want to stay on the sidewalk, cool. People want to jump in the road, go for it. Individual choice.
All right. Yeah. So, individual choice, how do we feel? All right.
Just a third option.
Well, it seems like if we have enough people who want to take the streets and feel like they can do that and they feel good about that and joyful about that, which is totally essential for us to do that. There's no way that anybody wants somebody to go in that's not feeling joyful about that. It's going to take probably about 18 or maybe 12 minimum to be with the people, and another 5 to carry the giant Lady Liberty in the streets. So that means we need 23 people to go in the streets, or we'd need 5 or 8, I guess. So I think it would help, and I think that it would help to know how many people are actually willing to be in the street.
Let's see this still brings up.
Yep.
I believe that if you have 23 people in the street, you need 23 journalists documenting what's going on with each one of those people. How many people are actually ready to be live telling people what's going on with these people in the street? Are you really ready to be that witness? I mean, do we have 5 people out of... 5 people can't cover 23 people in the street. I'm being honest, you have numbers.
People who are willing to be on a camera. I am a media production major and a political science minor. I will happily take 5 minutes with you and give you some comfort on how to talk to the camera and not trip over your own feet or look stupid or get abused to the extent that I can prevent that from happening outside of everybody.
Well, we'll see how this pans out.